Once upon a time, how did we interact before Microsoft Office came into our lives? How did we share our ideas, educate our children, and gain new insights through data?
Well, there were some less efficient methods for word processing, calculating data, and developing presentations.
But then along came Microsoft's innovative suite of desktop products for word processing, data calculation, and creating visually appealing presentations.
Now this made the world sit up and pay attention. The landscape looked brighter, the data looked cleaner. Everyone began to work smarter with Microsoft by their side.
These innovations changed the technological landscape globally and across generations, from schools to colleges, offices to industries, from homes to home from homes.
So much so that the most popular productivity suite is now running on over 1 billion devices globally.
Microsoft and Coursera have partnered to help you master the fundamentals of 365.
Get to grips with key elements of the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint interfaces.
And if you are already comfortable with the fundamentals of these programs, take the opportunity to upskill in some of Microsoft 365's more contemporary features while demonstrating your newly honed skills with hands-on projects.
Our world is changing. With technological advances, we can work from anywhere. Empowered by the collaborative and inclusive design features of the Microsoft 365 suite of products, we can achieve great things.
Knowing how to use Microsoft Office products, including Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, is essential in any professional setting. Whether you want to expand your Office 365 expertise to apply for a new role, start your own business, or simply to develop a new personal skill, this program is for you.
You'll be introduced to Microsoft 365, which will help you to become familiar with the apps and services of Office.
If you are already familiar with Word's basic features, why not take your skills to the next level?
This course covers the core features of Microsoft Word, shows you how to create a basic document, and introduces you to Word's most important tools. On completion, you will be able to apply the most up-to-date techniques to produce high-quality professional documents. You will also engage with creating more sophisticated documents using tables, charts, references, and various types of illustrations.
Excel is Microsoft's powerful and easy-to-use spreadsheet program, which provides you with an extensive set of tools to organize, analyze, present, and store data. This course is intended to help you get up to speed with Excel comfortably and adeptly. You'll develop new skills in spreadsheet creation and optimized presentation, and in working with basic formulas and functions.
By the end of this course, you will be comfortable creating advanced formulas, analyzing data with functions and pivot tables, and working with visualized data in Excel.
PowerPoint allows you to use images, audio, and video to have a greater visual impact. In this course, you will become familiar with Microsoft PowerPoint's more advanced features.
You will discover how to create and present a basic presentation, add multimedia and animations, customize the PowerPoint user interface, and use collaborative tools.
Within this program, you also have the opportunity to complete an honours assignment for each course. This assignment provides you with a practical opportunity to apply and demonstrate the skills and techniques you will have developed.
While it is not mandatory to complete the honours assignments, completion will add a special honours recognition to your course certificate. This program not only helps you to build your expertise through hands-on exercises, knowledge checkpoints, and video demonstrations, it also gives you the opportunity to take the Microsoft Office Specialist Certification exams for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint.
Earning your Microsoft Office Specialist certification demonstrates to existing and potential employers that you have a good command of the features and functionality of Microsoft Office. Becoming certified is a fantastic way to validate your existing skills and gain new ones.
Communicating your ideas effectively can open new doors. This program can help you create these opportunities by empowering you with the skills to use Microsoft 365's full range of features.
The words "once upon a time" represent the start of a story.
Become a part of this changing landscape by starting your own story with Microsoft 365.
Welcome to Work Smarter with Microsoft Word. In this course, you'll discover the basics of Microsoft Word, alongside the other apps and services available with the Microsoft 365 cloud-based productivity tool. This course will help you to get started with basic Microsoft Word tasks, and by the end of the course, you'll be familiar with how to complete a range of complex tasks using the application. In Module 1, you'll get started with Microsoft 365 by learning how to navigate your account, explore the basics of the most used Office 365 applications, and access Microsoft 365 services. In Module 2, you'll begin using the Microsoft Word application. As part of this module, you'll navigate a document, use Word's editing tools, and proof a document using proofing tools. In Module 3, you'll move on to more complex Word tasks like formatting for text and paragraphs, adding and editing tables and cells, and you'll also learn how to manage lists. Module 4 focuses on working with graphics in Microsoft Word. As well as adding graphics and using images in a document, you'll also learn how to create and format text boxes and pull quotes, use shapes in a document, and enhance your documents using word art and complex illustrations. Module 5 looks at finalizing documents in Microsoft Word. This includes a review of accessibility features, how to set save options, controlling text flow, adding captions and references, adding hyperlinks, footnotes and endnotes, and slightly more complex tasks such as adding citations, a bibliography and a table of contents. In Module 6, you'll discover how to collaborate on documents with other team members. You'll look at how to share a document, work with comments and track changes, and perform a document review. Finally, in Module 7, you'll have the opportunity to complete an optional honours assignment for special recognition. Throughout this course, you'll learn the skills and techniques required to produce high-quality professional documents. This assignment provides you with a practical opportunity to apply those skills. You don't have to complete this assignment to obtain the course certificate. However, if you complete this and all other honours assignments, then your course certificate will include a special honours recognition. Best of luck on your journey through Microsoft Word.
Welcome. Whether you're interested in learning how to use some of the essential Microsoft 365 Office applications or preparing to earn a certification, this program covers what you'll need to achieve your goals. You'll have access to a range of resources designed to support your learning journey. Before you begin, we recommend that you are comfortable with the basics of how to use and navigate a Windows operating system, familiar with how to use a mouse, keyboard and start menu, and, if possible, experienced with operating both an internet browser and a printer system. So, if you're good to go, it's time to look at the content you will be able to access in this program. In each lesson, you have access to videos, readings, exercises, discussion prompts, practice quizzes, and graded quizzes. The videos guide you on the key features, elements, and the best practices associated with individual Microsoft Office programs. There are also several optional videos. These are not mandatory and can be skipped if you are already familiar with the material they cover. Next are the readings and exercises. Readings are articles that provide a more in-depth look at the topics you cover in the videos. They can also be an item of information in themselves. Exercises are articles that provide step-by-step instructions for performing tasks that you encounter in videos. To complete an exercise, you'll need to open the Microsoft Office program and perform the steps as outlined in the article. Each exercise guides the requirements. You can pass this course and all graded assessments without access to the downloadable version of a particular Microsoft program, and you are free to use Office for the web or another version of a Microsoft Office application. You should note that some features covered in the exercises may not be available when you use another version. As you navigate this program, remember, you're not alone on your journey. Through discussion prompts, you are encouraged to actively engage with classmates on the core topics covered in each module. Take the opportunity to be inspired or to inspire others. Each lesson also has a practice quiz. A practice quiz is a series of short questions that assess your knowledge of the topics you've covered in the lesson. At the end of each module, there is also a graded quiz. A graded quiz is more like an exam. There are more questions in this graded quiz than in your practice quiz, and your answers, in this case, do receive a grade. After you finish and submit a quiz, you'll see your score. For some quizzes, you might also see feedback, like hints or explanations for each question. All quizzes include multiple question types. You can retake quizzes if you need to improve a score or if you did not pass the first time. When you complete a course, you'll earn a certificate that you can share with prospective employers and your professional network. In the final module of each course, you'll also have the option to complete the honours material. This is an optional honours assignment you can complete for special recognition. In these assignments, you'll have to draw upon the knowledge that you have gained throughout a course and put it into practice by applying your new skills to an assignment. You don't need to complete the assignment to get a course certificate, but if you complete the honours assignment, your course certificate will include a special honours recognition. You're now ready to navigate your way through these courses and start building your skills with Microsoft 365. Have fun learning.
You might be asking yourself, what kind of careers can I pursue with the skills I'm about to gain in Microsoft 365? While you explore the Microsoft 365 Fundamentals program, you will have the opportunity to gain skills that can help you create a great resume, find a new job, or build a career. Explore some real-world scenarios and uncover some of the benefits of taking the courses in the Microsoft 365 Fundamentals program. Sanity has started in her first term of third-level education in business studies. She knows the basics of Microsoft Office from using Office applications in the past, but is self-taught and doesn't know the best practices or the full potential of each application. She wants to take her Microsoft 365 skills to the next level, to excel in her studies, but she's primarily interested in demonstrating skills that will help her to land a job when she qualifies. She feels that a Microsoft certification will look great on her profile when it comes to looking for a job. Sanity is a prime candidate for all the courses in this Microsoft 365 program. Jake has been made redundant from his job in the tourism industry. He's searching for an office job for more consistent work so that he's less reliant on the seasonal nature of tourism. He's looking to gain the fundamental skills he'll need in an office environment to start in an administrative role. This could involve inputting data into Excel documents and drafting or editing documents in Word and PowerPoint. He's also heard that a lot of companies are now using Microsoft 365 Office applications, so would like to learn more about how it works. The Microsoft 365 Fundamentals program will give him the fundamental skills and confidence to make an impression in his new role. Carlos works as a junior accountant in a finance company. He's looking to advance his career and become a senior accountant. A senior accountant in his organisation needs to make customer presentations. He's looking to improve his presentation skills through Microsoft PowerPoint. Carlos already has advanced skills in Excel, but he sees the Microsoft 365 Fundamentals program as a good way to choose the application he wants to specialise in. In this instant, he's interested in taking the PowerPoint course only. When Carlos successfully completes this course, he will receive a certificate and be able to update his resume to reflect this new skill. Ashley works in the claims department of an insurance company. Her job involves monitoring and analysing the new and repeat business generated by 3 separate sales teams. She uses Excel for this work, but has never had the opportunity to attend any training on how best to use the program. Ashley works with large blocks of numeric data compiled from the individual files sent to her by the 3 teams that she works with. She spends a lot of time manually creating this file and then generating figures from it. When she presents the results to management at the weekly meeting, it often takes her a whole day to put it in a form she feels is acceptable for them to view. Ashley feels that if she could invest time in training on Excel, it would benefit her and enable her to work more efficiently and effectively. You can adapt this program to match your job role or career aspirations and improve your skills. Like Sanity, you might be a prime candidate for all the courses in this Microsoft 365 program. On the other hand, you may only want to focus on a specific course to improve your productivity or advance your career. This program gives you the opportunity and flexibility you need to improve your skills and achieve a Microsoft certification. Best of luck on your journey through Microsoft 365. Welcome to this course on Microsoft 365. Microsoft 365 is Microsoft's cloud-based productivity tool, which incorporates online services with online apps, desktop apps, and other Microsoft tools. In this course, you'll explore Microsoft 365 and how to get started with basic tasks. You'll become familiar with the apps and services included in a business subscription, file storage with OneDrive, and how to manage your own profile, account, and security. By the end of this course, you'll be able to Navigate your Microsoft accounts, including logging in and out. Find help with tasks and modify basic account settings. And use the desktop apps and services available with a Microsoft 365 subscription. Microsoft 365 is used in many organizations all over the world. It contains a great selection of useful business tools that help organizations in their day-to-day tasks. As a publisher, Westcal rely heavily on Microsoft 365 applications, particularly Microsoft Word. Thomas is leveling up within Westcal by developing his Microsoft Word skills. But before he gets working on any Word-based projects, he first needs to develop familiarity with Microsoft 365. This includes managing his account and exploring the different ways in which he can use Microsoft 365 services. Thankfully for Thomas, working with Microsoft 365 and its applications is easy. Over the course of this lesson, you'll discover how typical users like Thomas can make the most of Microsoft 365. You'll do this by exploring the answers to some basic questions around the service, such as, what is Microsoft 365? What's included in Microsoft 365? And what are the requirements for Microsoft 365? And you'll also discover the answers to some other frequently asked questions. So now it's time to get started with the basics. Microsoft 365 is a subscription-based and online or cloud version of the popular Microsoft suite of software. As Microsoft 365 is cloud-based, you can connect to it using a browser. As soon as you set up an account, everything is online and ready to be used. So what does Microsoft 365 offer its users? Microsoft 365 offers online and desktop versions of popular Office applications. Some commonly used examples of these applications include Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and other apps such as Outlook, Teams, and OneNote. The service also includes other useful tools that you can use to boost collaboration with your team. Multiple people can work on the same document at the same time using co-authoring features. You can also send instant messages, as well as communicate through voice and video chat. All your documents are saved online to the cloud, so you don't run the risk of issues with local disks. You can access all your files from anywhere with an internet connection, freeing you from your desktop. Finally, Microsoft 365 is also configured to work with most smartphones and tablets to offer a true portable workspace. As you probably already know, Microsoft 365 is a subscription-based service, but there are a lot of different subscription types available. Which one you select will depend entirely upon the needs of your business. Westcal are eager to make use of Microsoft apps like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So they've signed up for a Microsoft 365 Business Basic plan with accounts for each employee. Thomas has been given his account details. He now needs to log into his new 365 account and explore the available apps. Microsoft 365 has become increasingly popular amongst organizations both large and small. It offers a variety of different plans to best suit organizations of any size. For example, Microsoft 365 Family and Microsoft 365 Personal plans are best for general consumers, while Microsoft 365 Apps for Business, Microsoft 365 Business Basic, and Microsoft 365 Business Standard are aimed at small to medium-sized businesses. Larger organizations can choose Microsoft 365 Apps for Enterprise and Office 365 E1, E3, and E5. Keep in mind that Microsoft 365 features are constantly evolving. While the features you'll see in this course are correct at the time of filming, they may have been updated or changed since. So what's included in a Microsoft 365 subscription? As you've seen, Microsoft 365 availability depends entirely on your organization's subscription. However, all Microsoft 365 Business Basic and Office 365 E1 subscriptions do include the essential Office apps covered earlier, cloud-based services, management tools, and other features. Assuming your organization is using the Microsoft 365 Business Standard plan, you will also have access to always up-to-date desktop versions of these essential Office applications. Most plans also include applications for host email, web conferencing, instant messaging, and 1 terabyte of OneDrive cloud storage, along with lots more features. Now that you're familiar with the basics of Microsoft 365, you might be asking yourself, what's required to use its services? You'll be happy to hear that although Microsoft 365 is based in the cloud, there are only a few requirements for enjoying its full benefits. These requirements include a device running Windows 8 or Windows 10 operating systems, internet access to install or activate Microsoft 365 and manage it. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, a compatible browser is also needed. Recent or current versions of Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Safari or Google Chrome are all compatible with Microsoft 365. You might already have some familiarity with the Microsoft 365 service, but there could also be a few aspects of the service that you're still unsure of or have some questions about. Over at Westcal, Thomas also has a few questions. Thomas has begun exploring Microsoft 365 using the new account that Westcal have set up for him. However, there are some aspects of the service that he has a few questions about. Here's a few frequently asked questions around Microsoft 365. Some of the most common of the questions include, what is the cloud? What are the differences between Office for the desktop, Office Online and Microsoft 365? What Office file formats are compatible with Microsoft 365? How secure is Microsoft 365? And can Microsoft 365 be used offline? To start with, here's a look at the cloud. The cloud is an off-site file hosting service to which you upload and synchronize files with OneDrive, Microsoft's own cloud service. Once you have an internet connection, you can access this service anywhere using any device. It's the ultimate portable office. And OneDrive is inherently more secure than a local copy on your computer of your work. Microsoft enforces strict backup procedures to make sure that you never lose your data. Chances are that you have previously used a desktop version of an Office product. This is the way Microsoft has worked for decades. So you might also be asking yourself, what are the differences between Office for the desktop, Office Online, and Microsoft 365? Both Office Online and Microsoft 365 are recent additions to the Microsoft product line. They add a whole new level of functionality for users by enabling them to use Microsoft apps and services on the go, across multiple devices. Take a moment to find out more. Office Online is a free service that is available to anyone with a Microsoft account obtained from office.live.com. This version of Office allows you to view and edit files in apps like Word, Excel and PowerPoint. However, keep in mind that Office Online apps have basic functionality compared to their desktop versions, so some features won't be available. As you've seen already, Microsoft 365 is a subscription-based service that combines Office Online and Office for the desktop. Once you're subscribed, not only do you get access to Office Online, but you can also download Office for the desktop. Microsoft 365 also includes the functionality that the desktop version of Office delivers while maintaining web-based access, multi-device support, and enhanced collaboration tools that make it an attractive solution. Another frequently asked question is, what Office file formats are compatible with Microsoft 365? The good news is that Microsoft 365 enjoys full compatibility with any files that were created with Office 97 or later. However, be careful when opening Microsoft 365 files in Office 2007 and earlier. While Office 365 can read all formatting and features from previous versions of Office, this does not work the other way around. As you've seen, all these services are cloud-based, with all the information put into Office apps running back and forth across the internet. This might lead you to raise questions around security and ask, how secure is Microsoft 365? You'll be relieved to hear that you don't need to worry. Microsoft 365 offers the same user-level security options and trust center as the desktop version. In fact, you can even enable encryption and set permissions using the Right Management Service, also known as RMS. And if that wasn't enough, Microsoft's OneDrive servers are also stored in secure, specialized data centers where physical and virtual security is strictly regulated. In fact, for small to medium-sized businesses, Microsoft 365 offers better security than these organizations typically rely on. And in addition to all this, Microsoft also makes sure to implement security measure and protocols in accordance with the legal requirements in different jurisdictions. What happens if you don't have internet connectivity, or you briefly lose your connection while working with applications? You might be wondering, can Microsoft 365 be used offline? The short answer is yes. While Microsoft 365 is primarily intended for internet connectivity, it can be used offline. But to fully experience everything it has to offer, including cloud tools and storage, you will need an internet connection. Here's a quick look at what Microsoft 365 is like during offline use. Desktop versions of Office apps that you've downloaded through Microsoft 365 can be used offline. However, they must be connected to the internet every 30 days to maintain your subscription. Don't worry about this deadline too much though, as you'll be warned before the time frame elapses. Finally, it's important to remember that any features reliant on internet connectivity cannot be used offline, such as OneDrive or the many collaborative tools that are available. You're now familiar with the basics of Microsoft 365. Great work! While Microsoft 365 offers a great range of applications, an account is required before you can work with the service. Once you have a set of valid credentials, you can then access the apps and features. There's a lot on offer within the service, and it can be confusing to navigate through it all. Thomas recently ran into navigation problems when trying to update his Microsoft 365 account in Westcal. Thomas has created a Microsoft 365 account so that he can access Word and begin working on some Westcal projects. But before he can begin his tasks with Word, he first needs to update his profile in Microsoft 365. He's not familiar with the services and is unsure where to access the profile feature. Thankfully for Thomas, the Microsoft 365 interface is very easy to use and navigate. There are also several great benefits to having a Microsoft 365 account. Once you've created an account, you can log in and out of Microsoft 365 applications and services from any compatible browser and Windows operating system. Navigate through applications and features in the Microsoft 365 landing page and update your information in your Microsoft 365 profile. So, how do you navigate through a Microsoft 365 account? First, let's review the steps for logging into your Microsoft 365 account. Every Microsoft 365 account requires a username and password. Once you have these details, open your browser and navigate to the login page, login.microsoftonline.com. With the login page open, enter your email address and then click on the next button. Type in your password, then click the sign in button to complete the process. Keep in mind that you can choose to keep yourself signed into the account by clicking the Yes button. This is a great time saver as it means that you don't have to log into your account every day. Just be sure that you don't select this option when using public computers. That will be a major security risk. The default Office landing page then appears. Keep in mind that the login process you've just seen here might differ from that mandated by your work environment, but many of the steps should be broadly similar. Next, let's take a few moments to explore the Office 365 landing page. The landing page that you see when you first log into your account is where you can find shortcuts to many of the online Office applications and settings. This page might look different depending on the Microsoft 365 plan that your organization is using, but you should always see the navigation toolbar along the top of the page. Click your name on the toolbar to display the My Account pane. This pane provides you with links to view your profile page using My Office Profile, which might require you to log in again, view your account information, and sign out of your Microsoft 365 account. To close this pane, click on the same button again. Click the Help button on the toolbar to open the Help task pane. In this task pane, you'll find the search field, the featured Help pane, where you can learn about the latest updates, the No Installation Required pane, where you can get information about Office Online, and the Legal, Privacy and Cookies section. Clicking the Settings button opens the Settings task pane. Controls in this task pane allow you to customize basic aspects of your Microsoft 365 account, such as themes, language and time zones, dark mode, passwords, and contact preferences. The My Day icon provides you with an overview of your Outlook calendar. In the Calendar tab, you can view calendar meetings and events, or select the To Do tab to view your to-do list for the day. Office 365 can also be used to access different applications. To open Office apps, click the tiles on your landing page or select the All Apps icon to open the application page. If you can't find an app, click All Apps to expand the pane. You can also select the App Launcher to open a list of applications to choose from. When clicked, the App Launcher drops down on the left-hand side of the browser window. The App Launcher displays a menu with many of the same links to your applications as those that are found on the application page. It also shows documents that were recently opened. Click on these links to open the related application. Next, let's find out how to update your profile. Your profile is what people will see when they add you as a contact or directly view your profile page. To view and modify your profile page, click your profile photo on the navigation toolbar to open the My Account task pane. Then select My Office Profile. Your profile page is shown as part of the Delve application. On this page, you'll find any recent documents that you've been working with, other people in your organisation, and any notifications that you might have, along with other features. To edit your contact information, click the Update Profile link. On this page, you can edit your profile information. You can add a personal description of yourself, a photo, and other information such as skills, education, and even your birthday. So now that you've finished updating your profile, it's time to log out of Microsoft 365. You can log out by clicking your name on the far right-hand side of the navigation toolbar. This action displays the My Account task pane. Click the Sign Out link. A page appears with a message to confirm that you have signed out of your account. You now know how to log in and out of a Microsoft 365 account, navigate the Microsoft 365 landing page, and update your profile. Great work. There are lots of apps and features in Microsoft 365. To a beginner, it can seem a bit overwhelming. How do you make use of everything that's on offer? Thankfully, Microsoft 365 has a great help feature that you can turn to when you have questions. And you can also change some basic settings within Microsoft 365 to suit your own needs and workflow. Here's how Thomas worked with the help feature and settings in Westcal. Thomas has created his Microsoft 365 account and updated his profile. He now needs to send an email to the Westcal team with his new contact details. But Thomas isn't sure how to create a group mail. Luckily, you can use the help feature in Microsoft 365 to find a tutorial on how to create a group mail. Just like Thomas, you can also use Microsoft 365 to find help and change settings. For example, you can search for help with Microsoft apps and features, view and change your Microsoft 365 settings, change your Microsoft 365 password, and change the default language used in your apps and services. Over the next few minutes, you'll discover how to perform each of these tasks so that your Microsoft 365 account conforms to your needs and workflow. To start, here's a look at how to search for help with Microsoft 365 apps and features. The Microsoft 365 landing page has a Help task pane. You can open the Help task pane by clicking the Help icon on the toolbar. To find help with a particular feature or problem in Microsoft 365, use the search field in the Help dialog box. From the results that are listed, complete the action by directly clicking on one of the options below the Results subheader. You can also access help articles related to your search by following the links under the Help header. Any help articles that you open will appear in the Current Help dialog box. Help articles can contain videos as well as text-based tutorials. Not only can you use Microsoft 365 to find help with different topics, but you can also change settings for things like theme, language and time zone, notifications, and password. Let's find out more. To view the settings for your Microsoft 365 account, click the settings icon that appears in the top right-hand corner of the toolbar at the top of the current page. This action displays the settings task pane. In this task pane is a series of commonly used settings that you can work with. Let's see how we can change a password. To change the password, select Change Your Password. Keep in mind that you might be asked to sign into your account again as a security measure. Your browser opens a new tab that asks you to change your current account password. To change your password, first type your existing password into the provided text box. Then type your new password into the two subsequent text boxes below. Once you are ready, click the Submit button to change your password. Don't forget that there are minimum requirements for passwords when using Microsoft 365. This is to make sure that any new passwords you create are safe and secure. All passwords must be between 8 and 256 characters. They need to contain a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers and symbols. And when using uppercase and lowercase, keep in mind that passwords are case sensitive. And you should also avoid using common words or names. Once your password has been successfully changed, you'll be returned to the Microsoft 365 landing page. Finally, here's a look at how to change your language. The language can be adjusted by clicking the Change Your Language link under the Language and Time Zone category in the Settings task pane. You're then taken to a new page where you can select another language instead of the default one. You can also use this page to change the time zone, date format and time format. Choose a new language, then click the Select button. The new language will immediately be applied to your Microsoft 365 account. You now know how to search for help and change basic settings in Microsoft 365. Well done! As you've discovered, Microsoft 365 is a cloud-based service with online capability required to make use of its features. While much of Microsoft 365's capability is locked into the cloud, you can still use many Office apps on your desktop. Over at Westcal, Thomas is also beginning to make use of Microsoft 365's offline capabilities. Thomas has received a company laptop from Westcal. He needs to download some Microsoft Office applications to his new laptop so that he can use them when offline. Thomas can use the installation feature in Microsoft 365 to add these applications to his desktop. Here's a quick recap of some Office applications that you can download and use on your desktop. Applications that are commonly used on the desktop include Word, Excel and PowerPoint. So how do you add and use these Office applications within a Windows desktop? To start off, explore the download and installation processes for Office apps. To install the current version of Office, click the Install Office drop-down button. Then click the Office 365 Apps option that appears near the top right-hand corner of the landing page. An instruction dialog box appears after you save the file with some simple installation instructions. Once the download has been completed, locate and open the Office setup file. A security pop-up appears asking if you would like the current app to make changes. Click Yes. The setup wizard then downloads all the files that are needed to install Office on your computer. Once all files have been downloaded, the wizard then installs Office. After the installation is completed, the Office apps are available to use on your computer. Now that you've installed the apps, you need to access them. Type Office into the search bar on your computer. Click the Office icon to open it. The Office app homepage opens. You can now view and select the apps that your subscription plan includes. To open any Office desktop app, select the Related App tile. To explore more apps, click All Apps to expand. If you select one of these apps from the Office app and a desktop version of your selected app is available, then the desktop version will open. If a desktop version is not available, then the app will open in your browser. If you already have a copy of Microsoft Office installed on your computer, or if you are installing Office for the first time, you may be required to sign into it. The sign-in process is really simple. First, open a desktop Office app. In this example, Microsoft Word is open. To sign in, click the Sign In button that appears in the top right-hand corner. This action displays the Sign In dialog box, which might already be shown on screen. Next, type the email address associated with your Microsoft account. Then click Next. Type in your password, then click Sign In. Keep in mind that passwords are case sensitive. You may be presented with another screen that asks if you would like to stay signed in to all your apps or just the selected one. Consult your organisation for advice on how you should proceed. The current copy of Office that has been installed onto your computer is now signed in using your Microsoft 365 account. You're now up to speed with downloading and installing Microsoft 365 applications, opening your Office desktop apps, and signing into Microsoft 365 Office applications. Great work! One of the key features of Microsoft 365 is the inclusion of Office apps. In this lesson, you'll explore the interfaces and discover the basic features of the apps that come with a Microsoft 365 Business Standard subscription. The apps you'll look at include Word, Excel, PowerPoint and Outlook. As well as these standard apps, you'll also have the option to explore the following: Access, Publisher and OneNote. Keep in mind that most of these applications are available in both online and offline versions. There are often significant differences between these versions, such as reduced features. But don't worry, you'll find out about these differences in more detail over the course of this lesson. Grace is an employee with Westcal in their fulfillment centre. However, she would like to transition to the editorial side of the business. To achieve this goal, she has begun a publishing course at the local university. As part of this course, she needs to develop a familiarity with basic Microsoft Office 365 applications. One of the key applications that Grace needs to develop her skill set with is Microsoft Word. You're probably already familiar with Microsoft Word on a basic level, But here's a quick recap of some key facts to make sure you're up to speed. Microsoft Word is Microsoft's powerful word processing program and is used to create professional documents. You can also add tables, images, and much more. Word's interface is intuitive and easy to use. It's also customizable, so you can make sure that the tools you need are easily accessible. Microsoft Word is offered as both online and desktop versions. Although the online version has limited features, it provides most of the frequently used tools needed to compose a simple document. Next, explore the different parts of the Microsoft Word interface. The first part of Word that we'll explore is the title bar. This is where the name of the current file is displayed, along with other information, like if it's been saved. You can select the file name to change it. Next is the ribbon interface. This displays tab commands organized into groups. You can use these tab commands to create and edit different elements of your documents, like tables or paragraphs. The working area is the main portion of the Word document. This is where you can view, create, and edit content. Finally, there's the status bar. This bar is used to display information about the document, such as the page number, the word count, and other information like the default language. You've explored the Microsoft Word interface and key features. You're now ready to open the app and start exploring it for yourself. Excel is a key application in the Microsoft 365 Office suite. I'm sure you've heard of Excel, but are you familiar with what it's used for? Microsoft Excel is Microsoft's spreadsheet program for managing numerical data like financial information. You can also use it to add charts, shapes, and much more. Microsoft Excel has both online and desktop versions. If you need only simple formulas, the online version will satisfy your requirements. Otherwise, you can choose to work on the desktop app. Grace is learning how to use Excel as Westcal need her to assist them with tracking finances and other data. As part of her training, Grace will need to become familiar with Excel's interface and tools. Excel is one of the more complex interfaces within the Microsoft Office suite, but don't worry. Here's an overview of Excel's interface. In Excel, the name of the currently open file is displayed in the title bar. There's also a ribbon interface which displays tab commands organized into groups. You can use these commands to create and edit content in the document, like the page layout, formulas, and data. Next is the formula bar, in which you can enter data into a cell. Below this is the work area. This displays the data in your current file that you're working on. Finally, there's the status bar. This bar displays running calculations and other information about the workbook. And that's your overview of Excel's main features and interface. You're now ready to begin exploring Excel and its numerical management features. Microsoft PowerPoint is one of the most used apps in the Microsoft 365 Office suite. And like with many of the other apps available in the Microsoft 365 Office suite, you've probably used PowerPoint before. So take a moment to refamiliarize yourself with the basics. Microsoft PowerPoint is Microsoft's presentation software program, which is used to create professional presentations. You can create anything from a basic slideshow to a self-running narrated presentation using pictures, embedded videos, and sound. Like other apps, PowerPoint is available both online and offline, but with more functionality on desktop. Here's a look at how PowerPoint is used over at Westcal. Grace is working on improving her PowerPoint skills. Westcal often uses PowerPoint to produce presentations for clients and their own internal departments. Grace would like to be able to create these presentations when she moves to the editorial department. To become more proficient with PowerPoint, Grace will need to familiarize herself with the program's interface. Take a closer look at the program and find out what elements users like Grace need to know about. The first part of the PowerPoint interface is the title bar. This is where the name of the current file is displayed, along with other information on the file. For example, you can see here that it's been saved. You can click the file name to change it. Then there's the ribbon interface. This displays tab commands organized into groups like Insert, Slideshow, and View. Next, we have the Slides pane. Each slide in the presentation is displayed in this pane as a thumbnail. To view a slide, just select it from the pane. Like other applications, there's also a working area. This is where you can view and edit content from the currently selected slide. Finally, there's the status bar. This bar is used to display information about the presentation, like the slide number and default language. You've now started your journey to creating professional and exciting PowerPoint presentations, having learned to navigate the app's interface and locate its main features. Microsoft Outlook is a cornerstone application for many businesses. Like with other Office applications, you've most likely used it before at some stage. So here's a quick recap on the basics. Microsoft Outlook is a powerful and easy-to-use information management application. You can manage your email, calendar, contacts, tasks, and much more, all from one central location. You can also connect and communicate more easily with your teammates. Like other apps, Outlook can also be accessed online or offline, but it's best to use the desktop app if you need more functionality and customizability. Over at Westcal, Grace is hoping to gain more advanced skills with Outlook. She's already familiar with the app, but only the basic features. She wants to develop more advanced skills so that she can take on more of a managerial role in which she organises and runs meetings with clients using the app. Before she can begin to boost her skills, Grace first needs to show that she's familiar with Outlook's interface. She needs to know what the main features are and where to find them. Explore the interface and find out what features Grace should be familiar with. The first part of Outlook we'll focus on is the navigation commands. These are a series of commands that you can select to access different parts of Outlook, such as the app launcher, the search box, links to view notifications, change settings, get help, and the My Account task pane. Then there's the editing pane. You can use the editing pane to delete, move, and archive emails alongside other actions. Outlook also contains folders. You can use the folders section to organise and access emails. Next to the folders is the navigation pane. These are shortcut icons that you can use to switch between features like Mail, Calendar, People, and To-Do or Task workspaces. Finally, there's the item list and reading pane. The item pane shows a list of items in the folder that you've currently selected, like your inbox. When an item is selected, it appears in the reading pane, where you can view its contents. And that covers our overview of Outlook's interface and features. Just like Grace, you've now also taken the first step to communicating and collaborating effortlessly with your colleagues. When working with Microsoft Office applications, you'll probably spend much of your time on the most used apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. However, Microsoft 365 offers several other Office applications that you might encounter from time to time. These applications include Microsoft Access, Microsoft Publisher, and Microsoft OneNote. Have you encountered these apps before? Don't worry if not. There are many Office users who aren't familiar with these apps. In some cases, they probably haven't even heard of them. So here's a look at what they're used for. Microsoft Access is Microsoft's database application. You can use it to enter, edit, and analyze data. Access also generates reports based on the data in the database. As of the latest updates, Access is only offered as a desktop app. Microsoft Publisher is Microsoft's desktop-only publishing application. It's used for creating professional digital content. With Publisher, you can design documents like event posters, newsletters, postcards, and even brochures with a range of easy-to-use functionalities. OneNote is Microsoft's note-taking program used to gather content into one location and to share your notes. OneNote's online version will keep your document constantly saved, but the desktop version is also useful when you've limited connectivity. Like with other Office applications, you need to be familiar with the interfaces on these apps so that you can locate and use their main features. Take a few minutes to review their interfaces and bring yourself up to speed. Like other Office apps, Access also has 4 primary elements. The first of these is the title bar. The title bar displays the name of the current databases and the name of the application. Then there's the ribbon interface, where you can access different views and editing tools. Next is the navigation pane. You can use this area to display tables, queries, and forms. Finally, there's the working area. This area lets you change data, design forms and reports, and construct queries alongside other actions. Next, let's explore the Microsoft Publisher interface. Like with Access, Microsoft Publisher has 4 primary features in its interface. There's a title area in which you can view the name of the current databases and application. You can access different design and editing tools using the ribbon interface. The Pages pane displays a list of thumbnails of all pages within the publication. And finally, there's the working area on which you can create your digital content. Next, let's look at the interface for OneNote. The first element in OneNote is the title area. In this area, you can view and access the app launcher, OneNote logo, the name of your note, notifications, and the My Account task pane. Then there's the ribbon interface. From here, you can access commands and editing tools, like in other apps. The notebook menu is used to display any open notebooks. Finally, there's the workspace, which displays the contents of your notes. You're now up to speed with the Microsoft Access, Publisher and OneNote applications, including their interfaces and main features. Along with the basic and familiar Office apps, you also have access to a variety of services with your subscription plan. These services range from communication tools and file storage to information sharing. In this lesson, you'll explore several of these services. And over the course of the lesson, you will develop familiarity with several services offered by the Microsoft 365 Business Standard subscription plan, understand the purpose of each service, and know how to navigate the interfaces of these services. So what services are explored in this lesson? Over the next few minutes, you'll look at Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, and finish with a short tutorial of how to access these and other Microsoft services. You might already be familiar with Microsoft Teams and may have even used it for communicating with colleagues. So here's a recap on the basics. Microsoft Teams is a collaborative cloud-based workspace where Microsoft 365 users can connect by sending messages, sharing files, and more. A team can be created for a department, a project, or almost anything you need. Microsoft Teams is also one of the most accessible applications. It's available as a desktop app, a web interface, and even a mobile app. You can be part of as many teams as you like, joining or leaving different teams as you need. Each team has its own channel where members can share messages, files, and other information. Just keep in mind that these teams and channels are divided into public and private. In public teams, the chat and its content is open to anyone, and in private teams, the chat and its content is accessible to invited users only. Over at Westcal, they've decided to adopt Microsoft Teams as their internal messaging service. However, this is a new challenge for Thomas, who's unfamiliar with Microsoft Teams. He now needs to learn how to navigate the service's interface and access its main features. Fortunately for Thomas, the Microsoft Teams interface is easy to navigate, and its features are very accessible to all users. On the header of the Teams interface is an app launcher. You can use this feature to access Microsoft 365 apps. Below the header is the new chat icon. Select this icon to start a new chat with someone from your Teams contact list. Above the chat icon is the search box. You can type / to search for a command or the @ symbol to search for a contact. Also on the header is your Microsoft 365 profile photo. Select the photo to access your Microsoft 365 profile. On the left-hand side of the interface, you'll find the sidebar. The sidebar contains a series of icons, each of which is a different feature within Teams, such as Activity, Chat, Teams, Calendar, Calls, and Files. Select a feature to access it. There's also the bottom part of the sidebar. This includes icons for Apps, Help, and a download button for the desktop app. Here's the main window. This displays content from the feature that you select from the sidebar. Finally, there's the contextual task pane. The task pane displays folders related to your current activity. Keep in mind that the task pane's display varies based on the selected feature. And that's all you need to know to get started with Microsoft Teams. You now understand what the Microsoft Teams service is and how it's used within organizations. You also know how to navigate its interface and access the main features. You're ready to get to work. During your use of Microsoft 365 services, you might have come across OneDrive for Business, a Microsoft service used widely by a range of different organizations. But if not, don't worry. Here's a quick recap on the basics. OneDrive for Business is the Microsoft cloud-based service that helps you manage, store, and share your documents with your teammates. OneDrive is accessible through an internet browser or a desktop app, which makes collaboration possible anywhere. Westcal have started using OneDrive to store and transfer documents between teams. Thomas has used this service previously in another job, but has forgotten much about how it works. He now needs to refamiliarize himself with its interface and features. The OneDrive for Business service isn't difficult to get a handle on. In fact, it works in a similar way to other Microsoft services. Take a few moments to explore it. The first part of the OneDrive for Business interface to take note of is the title bar. The title bar contains features such as the app launcher, the search box, settings, help, and access to your Microsoft 365 profile. Below the title bar is the document pane. The title bar contains links to help you create, upload, and automate your documents. On the left-hand side of the interface is the navigation pane. This includes folders and files in your OneDrive, as well as shared libraries. From the bottom of this sidebar, you can also access a link to download OneDrive apps and return to the classic OneDrive interface. If you have admin rights, then there will also be a link to the OneDrive Administration Center. Finally, there's the Files area. This displays folders and files for the selected items from the navigation pane. And that's everything you need to know to get started with OneDrive for Business. You now know how to navigate the OneDrive interface and access its main features. You'll be up and running in no time. You're probably already familiar with OneDrive, Microsoft's cloud-based storage solution. But did you know that business accounts have access to a slightly different version of OneDrive? It's called OneDrive for Business. Like with your personal OneDrive, OneDrive for Business is a cloud-based space for storing and managing documents. It's managed by your organization and provides additional tools that are not available with personal OneDrive accounts. Keep in mind also that it's separate from your personal account and that the two can't be connected. Here's how Westcal are making use of OneDrive for Business. Up to recently, Westcal have been storing their files on hard drives. But last month, they took the decision to move to a cloud-based storage service and so signed up to OneDrive for Business. They now need to migrate their files to the cloud. Grace has been tasked with adding and organizing Westcal's files within their OneDrive account. OneDrive has a range of features that Grace can use to manage Westcal's files. In this lesson, you'll explore these features alongside the basics of Microsoft's OneDrive for Business service. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to get started with OneDrive for Business by opening and navigating the service and its features, and collaborate with OneDrive by managing files within the service. So what kind of file management features does OneDrive for Business offer? With this cloud-based service, you can add files to your OneDrive account, create files directly within OneDrive, organize files using a system of folders, and delete files that you no longer need. Over the next few moments, you'll investigate the process steps for each of these actions. But to start, here's a look at how to access OneDrive for Business. To open OneDrive for Business, log into your Microsoft 365 account. Then click the OneDrive tile on your landing page or from the App Launcher pane. Once OneDrive is open, you can begin uploading files. There are two ways to upload a file to OneDrive. The first and easiest method is to drag and drop the file from File Explorer or your desktop to the OneDrive window. The second method is to click the Upload button in the OneDrive window. Then choose whether you want to upload a file or folder. This action launches the Open dialog box. Locate and select the files or folders to upload, then click Open. The selected items are uploaded to OneDrive. You can also create files using Office Online via OneDrive. To start, click New. Then choose the type of file you would like to create. Your file is created and opened using the appropriate app in a new tab. You can now work with the file as normal. Notice that you can also create folders from here, once no files are selected. When prompted, enter the file name. Then click Create. Another great feature in OneDrive is the ability to organize files within your account, just as you would within Windows. To begin organizing your files, move your mouse to the left of the target file names. Then click the circle that appears. The organization commands appear at the top of the file list. You can use these commands to open, share, copy link, download, delete, rename, automate, move, and copy files. You can also view the version history of a file. You will also find some of these commands on the right-click menu. And don't forget that you can drag and drop files into folders to organize them. Finally, here's a look at how to delete files and folders. To delete a file or folder from your OneDrive for Business account, first select the file, then click Delete on the top bar. Or right-click the file and then click Delete from the options that appear. When prompted, click Delete to confirm. The selected file or files are then moved from your OneDrive for Business account to the Microsoft 365 recycle bin. You're now ready to get started with OneDrive for Business and help your team with managing their files on the service. Did you know that with OneDrive for Business, you and your team can manage files using a range of different collaboration tools? Here's a look at how they're using these tools over at Westcal. Thomas is working with some confidential Westcal files on their OneDrive for Business account. He needs to share these files with select members of his team and their new client. But he must make sure that the files can only be viewed or edited by the select team members he's provided access permissions for. Fortunately for Thomas, OneDrive for Business offers several tools that he can use to perform these actions. So what are these tools and what actions can you perform with them? With OneDrive for Business collaboration tools, you can share files within and outside of your organization and sync your computer and OneDrive account so you can access files via File Explorer. Sync your OneDrive files with the app, backup files to the OneDrive PC folder to prevent data loss, and protect files with OneDrive for Business's password encryption and two-step verification features. That's a lot of features to get your head around, but don't worry, as over the next few minutes you're going to explore each one and find out how they work. To start, here's a look at the document sharing feature. Any file in your OneDrive for Business account can be shared with other OneDrive users inside and even outside of your organization. To begin sharing files, first select the target file. You can then choose between one of several methods to share the file. Select Share on the top bar. Hover over the file and click the Share button. Right-click the file and then click Share. And you can also select the ellipses and then the Share option. Once you click a Share option, the Share pop-up dialog box appears. Here you can choose who you want to share the file with and add a message. Keep in mind that sharing the document will give the recipient editing privileges. After you've added the recipient and message, click Send to complete the process. A link to the file is then emailed to your recipient. You can also use the Copy Link command to view a direct link to the file. You can then share the file by sending the direct link in an email or instant message. But what if you want to change another user's access levels or completely remove them from the file? With OneDrive for Business's access permissions, you can perform these actions and more. To change the access settings, click the box under the Send Link header. The Send Link box then switches to the Link Settings box. You can now choose who has access to the file. To give your recipients editing permissions, just check the Allow Editing checkbox. You can also choose when the link expires, set a password and restrict downloading. To finish, click Apply. The status of the selected documents is then changed to Shared. OneDrive also lets users configure OneDrive for Business Sync. By syncing your OneDrive for Business account to your computer, you can access files in File Explorer instead of relying on a browser. These files will then be available to you even if you are offline. And any changes you make are automatically synced back to the OneDrive for Business account when you come back online. The OneDrive app on desktop also lets users transfer files to the OneDrive PC folder backup to avoid any unwanted incidents of data loss. All the backed up files are also available to access on other devices. Finally, let's look at how to protect files on OneDrive. Microsoft provides strong security and privacy for users' information. This includes measures such as an indicator for password strength, encryption on mobile devices, and two-factor verification. These measures all work together to safeguard users' personal information. Let's look at password strength and find out how to set strong passwords. From the home page, click Settings and then Change your password. You're then redirected to the Change Password page. Keep in mind that you might have to log in again before you can access the page. On the Change Password page, you can type in your old password and then a new password. A small bar under the Create New Password box will indicate the strength of your new password. The stronger the password is, the more secured your login credentials will be. If your password is too weak, the bar switches to red. An alert appears that suggests how to create a stronger password. If your new password is at medium strength, the bar will change to orange with the red alert. If you've chosen a strong password, then the bar will change to green. Once you've chosen a strong password, retype it to confirm and then click Submit to finish. You're then redirected back to the OneDrive homepage. As you've just seen, OneDrive for Business offers some great tools for managing your workspace and files. And you're now ready to begin using these tools to collaborate on projects with your teammates. Most organizations upload hundreds, if not thousands, of different documents and other items to Microsoft 365 every day. And these documents are often shared with countless employees across the business, not to mention all the conversations and activities that are generated between teams. So how can you navigate your way through all of this and quickly find what you need? Thankfully, you can find and save anything you need in Microsoft 365 using Delve. Delve is a cloud-based solution that allows you to view activity across your organization's Microsoft 365 environment. Think of it as an automatically populated feed where you can see everything relevant that is happening around you. Delve provides quick, easy access to documents, people, conversations, and activities linked to your user account. Users will only see documents they already have permissions for. Items not shared with them will never be accessible. Here's a look at how Westcal use Delve. Westcal have uploaded a new Excel spreadsheet to Microsoft 365. Thomas needs to locate this spreadsheet and several related documents so that he can update them. With Delve, Thomas can locate the spreadsheet and the service will then link him to the related documents. Not only can Thomas use Delve to locate the spreadsheet, but he can also save it to his favorites to access it whenever he needs. In this lesson, you'll learn how to use these features within Delve. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to access items in Delve, search for items in Delve, share items with your team in Delve, add search results to your favorites, and manage search results and documents with Delve boards. With Delve, you can access shared items, search for items, and add search results to your favorites. So how do you access the Delve service and get started? To open Delve, log into your Microsoft 365 account. Then click the Delve tile on your landing page or from the App Launcher pane. The Delve homepage is displayed in a new tab. The most popular and relevant documents are displayed on the homepage. You can also use the navigation pane on the left-hand side of the homepage to view your items, favorite items, and pages of people you're associated with. Once you've logged into the homepage, you can begin to search for items. Let's explore the search process. You can search for items in Delve using the search field on the left side of the homepage. To find a particular item in Delve, type the search terms in the search field. Delve displays results as you type, just like the internet and social media search engines. Select a search result to open it. If you want to display all the results, click the right arrow next to the search box. The results will be shown in more detail. You can scroll down to view more documents. Once you've found the results you're searching for, how do you save them so that you can quickly access them again? You can use Delve's bookmark feature. To add Delve items from the search results to your favorites, click the bookmark icon in the bottom left corner of a result. Then click the left arrow next to the search box to return to the homepage. Select the Favorites menu from the left-hand sidebar. Your selected item is added to the Favorites group, so you can quickly view it again when needed. You're now ready to access the Delve service, search for results, and save them to your favorites. A single search in Delve can generate countless results across multiple Microsoft 365 services. So how do you manage all these results? Well, the good news is that Delve's boards is the perfect feature for this task, especially when combined with bookmarks. And not only can you manage items with boards, but you can also send them to other colleagues using Delve's share options. Boards in Delve act like folders. You can manage search results and frequent documents by grouping them together in boards. Your boards will also be available to others in your organization. Here's a look at how Westcal make use of boards in Delve. Grace is helping Westcal to prepare a publication for review. However, before the publication can be sent to the reviewer, Westcal need to locate the previous drafts. Grace has been tasked with locating these drafts using Delve. She needs to save the drafts to a board, then send links to the documents to her team. Grace can use Delve's share features to send the documents to her team. Here's a look at some of the other features available with Delve. You can use Delve to send items to team members using Delve's share options and manage the items that you find in Delve using the boards feature. To start off, here's a look at how to create and manage boards. To manage your boards, click the Manage Boards stacked icon in the bottom left corner of any Delve search result. In the dialog box that appears, you can select or enter the name of the board that you want to add a search result to, or enter a unique name to create a new board. Press Enter to add the Delve search result to the specified board. Delve will create a new board if required. You can now add the results to more boards or close the pop-up window to go back to Delve. You can access boards from the navigation pane. You can also share or remove boards using the commands at the top of the board window. Select Send a link to share the selected board, or select Remove from Favorites to remove the board from your favorites. To remove an item from a board, click the stacked icon again to open the pop-up dialog box. You can then click the X on an item to remove it from a board. You can also add the item to other boards by typing the appropriate name in the Add to a Board field. Now that you've located the items you need and compiled them into a board, you'll probably want to share them with your team. There are several share options available in Delve. On the Delve homepage, locate the item that you want to share. To share the item, click the ellipsis in the bottom right-hand corner of the document. Clicking the ellipsis opens 3 options. With the first option, Send a link, you can share the document directly with other team members. The Copy link option lets you save the link and then send it using other communication platforms. Finally, the Who Can See This option directs you to the SharePoint page, where you can edit and view who has access to the document. Click Send a link to share the document. Choose the recipients and click Send. With Delve, you have access to several useful features for organising and sharing your search results. And you now know how to make use of these features to collaborate with your team. Great work. Over the course of the previous few lessons, you've explored how to get started with Microsoft 365 apps and services. Here's a quick recap on what you've learned. You now know how to navigate your Microsoft 365 account to locate different apps and services, find help with issues you encounter and change your settings as required, and download and open desktop apps. You're now also up to speed with the basics of Office 365 applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint and Outlook. And you're also familiar with Access, Publisher and OneNote. You've also explored Office 365 services like Microsoft Teams, OneDrive and OneDrive for Business and Delve. You now know how to use OneDrive to access the OneDrive services and set up an account. Add different types of files to a OneDrive account. Organise files within folders in the OneDrive workspace. And collaborate with other team members using OneDrive. And you can use the Delve service to explore and access items with Delve, share items with other team members, create a Delve board in which you can bookmark items, view your personal Delve page, and manage your results. You've reached the end of this module. You're now ready to get started with Microsoft 365. Great work.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, please share it with them. We would love to hear your thoughts on this learning course, so please leave a comment below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.